Welcome to Hello Market. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use Hello Market's text and image switching abilities for advanced mailpiece personalisation. Text switching is the ability to swap the entire contents of a text box based upon values held in a data field. Similarly, image switching allows you to switch the images in an image box based on values in a data field. This means that you could send one person some information about holidays in Spain, for example, and a different person information about holidays in Italy, all within the same mailing campaign. In this video, I'll show you how to create multiple texts and multiple images on a single mailing creative, how to upload and tag your data to enable switching, and how to preview your multiple texts and images both with and without live data. If you haven't seen the data drop-ins video on the support page, I suggest you watch that video first, as some topics from that video will appear in this one, but won't be expanded upon here. I'm going to start by signing in and editing an existing campaign I've set up using the product catalogue template. So far, I've inserted a recipient's name on the front cover of the booklet using a personalised field drop-in, and I've set up the first column on page 2 with some information about Spain and an image of a Spanish resort. I'm going to edit the first column to display information about Spain, Greece or Italy, depending on a flag that appears in my data for each recipient. Opening the text editor, you can see in the top right corner a blue link called Advanced. Clicking this will reveal the text switching tools. You can see a drop-down box with Default selected. Every text box has a default text. The default text is what will be used when there are no matching data values in the data for this text box. For example, I'm going to create additional text for information about Greek and Italian holidays, using the data values Greece and then Italy. Any other value that appears in the data, including blank values, will show the information about Spain by default. To add a new switching text to this text box, click the Add Text Switch Value button, which is shown as a plus icon. This pops up a dialog asking for the data value that will show the new text. I have 3 different values held in a field in my data that's named Resort. The values are Spain, Greece and Italy. Spain is the default text, so I don't need to create a new text for that value. So I'll enter Greece and press enter. I don't have to select the field that contains the value yet. I will do that when I upload my data. The drop-down box now shows Greece as the current text switch value, but you'll notice that the text is the same as the default. This is because Hello Market copies the default text into each new text that you set up. If you have entered the value incorrectly, you can click Edit Mapping Value to change the data value. So now all I have to do is replace the text about Spain with some text about Greece. You can use different fonts, styles and font colours for your new text. Only the borders and the background colour must be the same for all of the different texts. Now I'll repeat the process for Italy. You can switch between each of your texts at any time using the drop-down box. If you ever need to remove a text, you can click Remove Mapping Value, which will remove the value from the drop-down box and remove the text. Click Done to save your changes. The last text you were working on in the text editor will appear in the creative editor. To preview the other texts, simply move your mouse over the text box and click the next or previous buttons that appear above the box. The grey box will show you which text is currently being shown. This example uses a non-personalised text with no personalisation field drop-ins from the data. However, you can insert personalisation fields in all of your switching texts as you normally would within a non-switching text box. One thing to remember is that each switching text that uses personalisation fields will require its own alternate text. For more information about alternate texts, please see the data drop-ins tutorial. Now I'm going to edit the image box to show a different photograph for each data value. So the article about Spain will have a photograph of Spain, the article about Greece has a photo of Greece, and the Italy article will have a photo of Italy. Clicking the image box brings up the image hub. Above the preview image, you will see controls similar to the text switching controls. There is a drop-down box with default selected, and like the default text, the default image will be shown when there is no matching data values in the data for this image box. To add a switching image, click Add Dynamic Image. This pops up a dialog asking you for the value that will show the new image. The default image is a Spanish resort, so I'll enter the data value Greece, which will show the Greek image. When you press enter or click Add Image, you're taken straight to the search tab. However, you can move to any of the Image Hub's tabs to select an image. I'm going to select an image from my favourites, which will take me back to the editor. You can now see that Greece is selected within the drop-down box. Any edits I make will only apply to this image. The default and other switching images will not be affected. Now I'm going to add an image for Italy. You can edit the data value by clicking the Edit Data Value button, or you can remove an image by clicking Remove Dynamic Image. You can move between the images using the drop-down box. Click Apply to save changes. Whichever image you were editing in the Image Hub will now appear within the Creative Editor. To preview the other images, move your mouse over the image box and click the Next or Previous buttons that appear. The grey box will show you which image is currently being shown. Now I'm going to add my data to my campaign. I can then preview the switching text and images using live data. I'll upload my data using the Upload a File link in the Your Data section. Once the file has uploaded, I'll check the name and address tags in the Data Import Wizard and click Import. Now I need to select the fields that will switch the text and images in my creative. First I'm asked to tag the text box. You can see a small preview of the text in the switching text box along with the data value that will show the text. Clicking the blue arrow shows the other data values and the text they represent. Now I need to select the data field that contains the values I've specified. In my data file, those values are held in a field called Resort. If you have more than one switching text, you can simply scroll down to select the appropriate field for each text. You can use the same field or a different field for each switching text. Click Next to continue. Now I need to select the field that will switch the image. Like the text box, you can see a preview of the image along with the data value representing that image. You can click the blue arrow to show each switching image and its data value. I'm using the same field for the images as I used for the text. You can use the same field or a different field for each of your switching images. If you have more than one switching image, you can scroll down to see more. Once you have selected all of the fields, click Next. I can now click Use this data, which will select the data and give me a count. I click Continue to see the campaign summary. On the summary page, I can now click Preview your creative, which will preview the mailing piece with the live data. You can see the text about Spain and the image of the Spanish resort. You can see the resort field in the data contains Spain. Although I didn't set up a data value for Spain, it appears as the default text and image. Clicking Next shows the next record has Greece in the resort field, and as you can see, the text and image have now changed to show the content for Greece. Clicking Next again shows the next record has Italy in the resort field, and once more the text and image have changed to show the content for Italy. Hello Market's personalisation tools give you the power to tailor your mailings to individual customers for increased impact and response. For more information about data drop-ins or other topics not covered in this tutorial, please see the videos section on the support page on the Hello Market website.